GETV'S Life's Tutorial. According to professionals, our behavioral health alludes to how our everyday psychological propensities influence our general prosperity, feelings, science, and conduct. Obedience is the best way to wellness, which implies participating in practices that assist you with accomplishing an ideal mental and actual equilibrium. Which means working out, eating a sound eating regimen, and finding a way to deal with a current sickness or injury. This is where Life's Tutorial comes in with professional tutorials for your educational and wellness needs. This is GETV's Life's Tutorials.
So, we are back with Handyman Herb, and this week he's going to give us a lot of good information about how to keep our home safe and save some money by doing some stuff ourselves.
Okay, are you ready?
We are ready to go. Take it away, Herb.
All right, for all those guys, for you homeowners, if you have a home, or I say if you have heating and air conditioning in your house, the very best thing for you to do is get a service agreement with a company, because you'll be the first person they serve just in case you have no heat or air conditioning. Let me repeat that. If you have heating and air conditioning in your home, get a service agreement with your local HVAC company so that you will be on the first of their priority list in case you don't have any heat or air conditioning. Okay. Without that contract, there's no telling if they'll even ever come to your house during a heat wave or extreme weathers. But you will be guaranteed for someone to come to your home because you pay for a service agreement. They have to come to your house. All right. Some of my, the price goes by how much equipment you have in your home. 1 system, 2 systems, stuff like that. All right. That's for homeowners or people who live in condos, stuff like that. All right. Now, always make sure you have a fire extinguisher in your bedroom. Not in your bedroom, in your kitchen. Who needs a fire extinguisher in the bedroom? Uh-oh, there you go.
So, I have a question about fire extinguishers.
Yes.
How often do you need to replace your fire extinguisher?
Read the instructions. Sometimes it's 5 to 10 years. What it is, they stand upright so long that they get cake packed. So sometimes you might want to turn it upside down so that powder, whatever inside goes, it does mix a little bit. That's what helps them stay longer. But every fire extinguisher company has a different lifespan. So you have to do that little bit of research.
Okay.
Next is smoke detector. Having one in the kitchen is tough because, there's always smoke in the kitchen. I don't care what kind of cook you are, you're always going to have a little bit of smoke in the kitchen. As you know, the smoke detectors go off, but you're supposed to have a smoke detector. So I put a smoke detector in the hallway before the kitchen. This way, if any smoke is in the kitchen, it will hit that. It will take a little while for it to go, take off. You always make sure you have smoke detectors on every level, every floor, especially on the stairs and hallways.
I believe that in the city of Cleveland, you can contact the fire department and get smoke detectors from the fire department. And I'm not sure if they will come and put them in or not, but I think if you're a senior citizen, they might. I will follow up on that.
Also about smoke detectors, the batteries need to be changed. So the best way to remember to change the batteries, and whenever you change the time, forward or back, change the batteries in your smoke detector. Again, when time change it, that'll make you use as a default. Automatically just change the batteries in your smoke detector. That's what I tell all my customers. This way they don't forget. Oh yeah, time change. That means I got to change the batteries, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? So it works that way. As you know, a lot of people, they always keep salt and baking soda around the stove in the kitchen all the time. Make sure you have plenty of salt and baking soda around the stove in your kitchen at all times, just in case. I'm not saying anything else.
And that's for grease fires, right?
Right. And well, salt puts it out really better than baking soda. But baking soda is a compound that extinguishes fires. Salt would do, and plus it takes out. It's really for grease fires more than salt. But salt is the one that really do. When it does, it's like putting a cover on a pot when you throw salt on something. All right. Also on refrigerators, what people do is post emergency numbers in big letters or whatever you need to just in case of emergency, or somebody comes to your house, they'll see everything that all your contact information is on the refrigerator. Also, what people do is on your phone, you can put in case of emergency. This way, if someone was grab your phone, they would say, in case, it would see a number that says in case of emergency, automatically they will know who to call on your phone. So in case of emergency, you can abbreviate it. How do I do that? I put it on my phone. You can abbreviate it to where anybody can see. They grab your phone, they automatically will find out who you are, who they can contact for you right away.
And we gave out these last year. We can get some more from the city. They're called a file of life, and it's exactly what Herb said. It goes on your refrigerator, and it has a place for you to put all your important information, contact information, who your doctor is, all that stuff. So if you'd like one of these, let me know, and we can get some more from the city of Cleveland.
Okay,
It has them in English and Spanish.
See, that's great, and that's even better. Now, tubs and toilets. Tubs. Grab rails. Have someone put grab rails around your tub. And everybody knows you're supposed to have a mat, a non-slip mat in the tub as well. That's another safety concern. Grab rails, very important. Grab rails, very important. Get in and out. Two grab rails, one coming in, one coming out. One to hold you up while you're in the tub. So there's just two grab rails which would be needed, a long one and a short one. All right. Now, toilet seats, they have toilet seats that come up about this high, about maybe 6 inches, so you don't have a hard time trying to sit down on the toilet, because some of them are very low. So they have toilet seat extensions you just put on top of you, just exchange the toilet seat for a taller toilet seat, period. So this way you don't have to worry about sitting down so low, or, you understand.
And both the toilet seat extension and the non-slip bath mat are something that you can get with, the money you get from your insurance company that you have to spend every quarter as a part of your Medicare. Both of those things qualify for that.
Okay.
So you can use that money to get those things in your home.
Okay, next is basic toolboxes. I mean, there's a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, adjustable wrench, and a hammer. Some people have picture hanging kits in their toolboxes. So, you want to hang a picture, everything's in the toolbox.
So what's an adjustable wrench look like?
Like this, and it opens and closes.
The one that looks like a little jaw?
It's a C, it's like a C. It's like a C.
Exactly.
And it has it's a spool next to it that goes back and forth and makes the C open and close like this. It's a C. And it's long, you just have the C at the end. All right. It's just basic tools. Just in case anything happens, you always just, those are basic tools. And they're common in the house. Another thing is spackle and a putty knife. That's pretty simple, and you can YouTube that if you really want to get into it.
Does everybody know what spackle is?
It's like a cement, right?
For the wall, correct.
For the walls, yeah.
Correct. Now Home Depot sells them, Amazon sells it. You can order it and they'll have it delivered to your house. You have a little small. I mean, you don't need a lot. It's not that expensive for a little small cup. And get yourself a little putty knife just to put it on. That's for you when you have an oops on the wall when you trying to put a picture up or something like that.
And they sell little kits that just with a little putty knife and the little thing of spackle and a little like mesh netting in case the hole is bigger than, you know, just a little one.
Somebody knows how to do that.
I've had to do it a time or two.
I do.
Somebody's punching the holes on the.
Oh, I don't want to talk. I didn't want to say that. I'm a handyman. I've had customers whose children fight and they kick doors in and punch in walls. So, so it's pretty cool for me anyway. Okay, next is medical alert buttons. I know you guys are pretty familiar with it all. That might be something you might want to look into now or later. It all depends on how you feel and how you're getting around yourself. I mean, if you're comfortable, or if you have somebody that is always with you, that's a different story too. But if you're home alone, that might be something you may consider now or later. All right, just a thought.
And with that, you have to pay for the button and then you have to pay for a subscription to have it monitored, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like an alarm.
There's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of companies. There's a lot of competition out there, so you'll be able to get a really good monitor. But it's very strong. Technology is big now, so it shouldn't be that bad. But it's saturated with so many companies trying to do the same thing. So you'll be able to pick and choose. So what I would do, I'll go on Google and say, what is the best medical alert system? It's gonna pop up right over.
Your insurance will pay for it.
There you go.
Your medical insurance.
They would love that because that's preventative care for them.
Right.
Okay, another thing, bottled water. Make sure you have plenty bottled water in your home. Very important. Bottled water is very important. Depending on any drinks water.
But why is bottled water important?
Because say if we had a storm or now the water is bad, they tell you not to use your water, so you have bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
Also, once they say there's a storm coming, what I would do, I would get some gallon jugs and just fill them up with water. Just in case something goes wrong with the water or anything. I can always flush my toilet with all these gallon jugs of water. I know, and I always have bottled water for consumption. All right. Very important, bottled water. I have customers that keep these 10, 20 cases of water in their homes at all time. Maybe one person in the house, she has like 10, 20 cases of water. Unbelievable. But that's just the way she feels, how safe she would feel about water. She drinks a lot of tea. She don't like tap water. So, I mean, that's another thing people drink bottled water for also. It all depends on where you live as well. Now, if you live in Detroit, you definitely drink bottled water.
Yeah. Cleveland water is good.
Yeah.
Another thing, first aid kits. So you always have a first aid kit in the house. Always. Always, always. Very important. All right.
Where do you buy them?
You can buy a first aid kit almost anywhere.
Amazon would have the best kits. They have the best kits. I would say Amazon the best kits because you have something to choose from, and plus it's a little more inexpensive because they sell a lot of them.
Okay, thank you.
The Red Cross sells them, and again, that's something that money from your insurance company, that quarterly money you get, you can buy first aid kits with that.
Yes.
Knowledge is savings.
Yes.
Okay. All right, another thing, be mindful of your surfaces, like your floors, your countertops. Now your floors, you have some people have rugs and you hit that rug and pow, you're gone. You know, those little rugs. So try to get a rug that grips the floor, so as you don't have to worry about slipping and sliding once you hit it. Very important. There's a lot of accidents, people sliding on their own carpets, and you know the rest.
And falls are the number one reason why the health of seniors declines. You fall, you break something, and that begins the downward spiral of your health. So you want to make sure that you are safe on your floors at home, particularly if, like me, your gate is not stable. I don't have any area rugs.
My suggestion would be just carpet everything, or just get rugs that have a grippy bottom. All right. Now my last one, car safety. Car safety. Now, I know you guys don't need car seats, so we won't talk about that. What you're supposed to have in your car is a cigarette lighter, a candle, a tire gauge, and a sweater. Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because just in case something happens to you, you're stranded somewhere and it's cold, you got that candle to keep you warm with that cigarette lighter, and you have that sweater, and it says you're somewhere and you don't know how much air to put in your tire, but you have a tire gauge now. So you can instead of just throwing air in your tire, you don't know how much air you're putting in it. All right, that's a mechanical thing. I mean, some people can do it, some people can't. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just something that I threw in there for people that have in their cars. Tire gauge. But very important, that cigarette lighter and candle and a sweater is very important. Very important. Because you hear stories once in a while, people go over cliffs and stuff like that, and they're trapped for hours at a time. And, you know, I think like that. And plus, I do studies and research on certain things that help people. And this is very big, actually. That's why I'm talking about it, because it's big. Because of car accidents. There's a lot of car accidents. And people are stranded in their cars. And they're cold. Actually, water too. Sometimes people keep in their car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's so many things. I think as a handyman, I try to keep an extra set of clothes in my truck, because I'll get wet or something. You know, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go back, you're doing the job, you're in somebody's crawl space, and you're all funky. You had to go back. Now you got to collect money, and you're looking kind of drabby, and smelling like the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I keep clothes. It's just something to think about when you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
As a driver, safety comes first, and seat belts. And I talk to some tow truck drivers, and they tell me that anything over 55 is deadly. So most people who drive over 55, he said they either get hurt or it's a fatality somewhere. But under 55 and under, they just get hurt. The statistics are there. So.
And there's some things that should be basic common sense, but they are not. Do not use your telephone, your mobile phone, when you're driving. I don't care how good of a driver you are. If you do not have some hands-free connection, you should not have your phone up to your face. A, it's illegal. And B, it distracts you.
Well, the police came and do it themselves. A supervisor driving with his phone almost hit me. So he almost came across the line, almost hit me. He's a supervisor. He's a cop.
Yeah.
And on the phone, and he's not wearing a seatbelt. And plus, they have computers in their cars. So how do they do that and drive too? So I mean, it's kind of hard to enforce something when they have a computer in their car.
Exactly.
And, so I don't know.
Some of today's phone, they program so you cannot drive and receive calls.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you should allow that to be a default, because
Mhm.
That's right.
you want to capture that call, even if you have a hands-free, it's a distraction.
Yes.
You're thinking about
Mhm.
the call and you're not looking at
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
objects.
My daughter has that. My daughter has that app. If I call her, I won't be able to get in touch with her. If she's driving.
Exactly. There's an app for it. Mhm.
Yeah,
You
and I
can't
think
get in touch
most
with her.
phone carriers have that functionality, so you can use that functionality.
That's a good idea. You can just use that app. Very good idea.
Mhm.
I know in England, they demonstrated that most of the accidents are because people are using the phone, they're texting, they're doing, so they will find you in the app if they see you with a phone in the hand. Even if you're just holding the phone, they will find you.
Yeah, you can't touch a phone while you're driving. That's the law here as well. So also, it's a fact of life that your vision changes as you age. If you have not had your eyes examined in the past year or two, you need to have your eyes examined, because if you're over 65, when your license expires, they make you go and have an eye test. So if you don't have your eyes examined and get vision correction, you could be risking a suspended driver's license.
Ooh.
Not to mention you can't see and you're driving. I mean, not for nothing, that's not safe.
Well, we laugh because we know how it is.
Yeah. You see, I got these big old glasses on my face.
Thank God mine's only for reading, but still.
Yeah, mine are for reading.
So
Still, you need some sunglasses too.
you do need sunglasses. Sun glare is a big
Yes,
issue
Mhm.
when driving.
yes it is.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year.
And I
Mhm.
found out when I went to my eye doctor that sunglasses are also important because your eyes get sun damage as well, and that could impact your vision.
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you want to make sure you protect your vision by wearing sunglasses.
Yes.
I wanted to say something. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, when he was talking about the car and the a first aid kit, you have to have a knife there too in case you get into an accident and the seatbelt won't come loose.
Very smart. Yes, very good.
They
Mhm.
do. They have
I'm
little.
writing that down.
They have
Cutters.
little devices
Uh-huh.
that has a knife on one end and a little hammer on the other end, so you can break the window in case you have to break the window.
Right. Yeah.
Very good. See?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Take more than one brain, I tell you. Any
I
questions?
got a first. I have a first aid kit in my house and in the car.
Good. I have one. Yeah, we have multiple in the house and in the car too.
The
Well,
car,
I get cut once in a while, so I better have one.
Right.
the car is good to have those. Also, their emergency kit for the cars that has like the lights,
Oh yes.
The pumps,
it has some of the key things that
chargers.
if your car breaks down and you gotta wait,
Right,
it gives you some tools for that.
right. They're emergency kits.
Yes.
Mhm.
Emergency kits with it'll pump up your tire, it'll charge your battery. And they also some of them have the blankets, those silver blankets to keep you warm, just in case you're stuck in the cold.
The solar one.
Yes, solar blankets. That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. So there's so many ways of looking at this. How far if you're really if you drive
Mhm.
that much, if you're really that much of a driver, I mean, like if I'm going somewhere far, I'll just grab a box which has everything in it, flare, pump, everything. I just throw it in the car. And that's what we do. We just take that box, throw it in the car, and forget about it. I don't have to worry about it. Instead of trying to remember, do I have it, or I'll just throw it in the box. So
You can get one of those emergency kits. I just looked it up on Amazon for about $45.
and they
With
have
that,
survival kits too. You can buy toys. They're like for survivalists. to where it has water, it has all the emergency stuff. It's crazy. Little snacks in it. It's crazy what they have now. And so they prepare you for any disaster. I tell you. So you can buy those buckets now that holds rice for 10, 15, 20 years. Just in case, just in case, they put them in those, how people, they dig those holes and they throw containers in the holes and they use it as their storm shelter. And what they do, they put those big buckets of rice and just keep it in it. It stays for 20, 30 years. So it all depends on the bucket, the application. It's crazy.
Put the beans on the side.
You can. What'd you say, Gloria?
That you got to put the beans on the side.
Yes. I didn't get that far yet. Beans is very important. That's right. I think I would have more beans than rice.
And Home Depot, they don't sell not only the 5-gallon buckets, they sell smaller buckets.
Yes.
You can buy the components of an emergency kit, throw it in the smaller bucket, and just put it in the trunk of your car.
Right. It is watertight. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Very nice.
So there's so many ways of protecting yourself.
Another thing that's important is you should have an emergency. Say that there's a disaster. Here, probably the worst thing is snowstorms. You can get snowed in. But say there's a disaster where you have to leave your home. Your important papers should be someplace where you can put your hand on them, pick them up, and stick them in a bag. You don't need to be looking all over the house for your birth certificate, your car registration, all that in an emergency. If you have a pet, you have to have their paperwork with you as well, because if you're going into a shelter or something, they're going to want to see that your pet is vaccinated, et cetera, et cetera. So mine is all in a little plastic Ziploc bag in the drawer with my stockings, and I could just stick my hand in there, take it out, and head out the house.
So, Vanessa, your dog drives?
I'm sure he would if he could, but no, he has a car seat. He sits in the back.
I see dogs driving on TV. I just wanted to know. I see dogs driving on TV. I just want to know.
He drives his spoon in there.
Yeah.
He drives me crazy. That's about it.
Where's Elle? Where's Elle?
I haven't brought Earl in a long time, but I'll bring him in someday soon. But you want to make sure that if you have to leave your home, that you have all of those things with you. People say leave your purse, all that stuff. Sleep with your purse and your keys by your bed.
You'll make out a whole lot better if you're prepared.
Yeah.
Preparation is very important.
And it's
preventative stuff is very important.
It's habit as well.
Right.
Because if you prepare for
I could never catch my cat if it was an emergency.
Believe me, when there's emergencies, animals know before we do.
That cat has 9 lives.
Right waiting by the door.
That cat probably do better than you.
Okay. He knows how to hide, and I can't catch him.
It's all right, sister. It's quite all right.
So
I probably won't be able to catch your cat either.
No, he couldn't catch you.
And I'm pretty fast.
The most important thing is to not leave all of these things to chance.
Right.
If you're going to stay safe in your home, whether you live in your own home or an apartment, you can't leave these things to chance. These are things that you have to do to make sure that you stay safe, because that's your responsibility as an adult. Bill, I see your Pan Am bag back there sitting. I know that's a decoration, but that's like the perfect size for an emergency bag. And actually, that's probably a good location for emergency stuff because you can just pick it up
Go.
and go.
Is Pan Am still in business?
No, they've been out of business for, since the 60s, I think.
Yeah.
So that's a relic.
Yeah.
Right?
He's sporting relics in the. Oh, I got to change my background too.
Well, I got a couple of those from trips. I found that one cute once, and I bought it in. I think it was in the airport.
Mm.
They don't make them no more.
So, does anybody have any other questions?
I was wondering, about the plants. One of mine started budding and the others haven't yet.
Well, some bud quicker than the others. My basil came up right away, like a week.
Oh, is that the basil?
Yeah, the basil came up right away.
Uh-huh.
Now, some plants take a week longer than others.
Uh-huh.
And plus, you just make sure that the plastic on top sweats a little bit. See if it sweats a little bit, sweating, that you know it's germinating.
Oh,
What plastic?
plastic on top of
Saran wrap. The saran wrap you put on top of the plant.
Oh, I didn't do that. No.
But that's why it's taking a little longer. That's all. It just takes a little longer that way. That's all. Just make sure you keep it moist. That's all. Just keep it moist.
You gotta put that in your emergency kit.
Yeah.
Like my memory pills. Don't forget to drink the memory pills.
Same thing with your medication. My pills are right here. The emergency kit's right there. My purse is by the bed. I just sweep everything in and go.
Wow.
So, when you refill your prescriptions, talk to your doctor, say, what about an emergency supply? What can I do about that? Is there any way I can get just a prescription for maybe just 5 or 10 of each pill?
Well, actually, what I found out, my daughter used to work for CVS in the pharmacy department. Some pills you can buy at 90 pills a bottle. They come at 90 pills when they sell it to the pharmacist.
Right.
So you can they can just give you the whole 9 instead of 30 to 30. See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just give you the whole bottle, which is 90. They would love that to the accountant. They would love to give you the whole bottle.
Up to RX, they sell up to RX when you order from their pharmacy. They send everything in 90 days. So you only have to order 4 times. But if you're ever in a place that you don't have your medicines with you, any pharmacy would prescribe you enough for you to get back home or whatever it is that you're taking. So you could go to any pharmacy and tell them I left my medication or whatever, and they will dispense even if you don't have a prescription.
As long as it's not a narcotic.
As long as it's not narcotic. But in the event of
They do narcotics too. They'll do your narcotics too.
if you have a prescription that you can show them for narcotics, you have to show them a prescription.
Show them, yeah.
But in the event of an emergency, when there are no pharmacies open, like Hurricane Katrina, you need to have your pills.
Yes. No pills, no.
Yeah.
So I guess as soon as you hear that there's a storm coming, you just call your pharmacist or just check your meds, make sure you have enough. I mean, that's something we have to remember too. I take Rovistat, so I got to make sure that I have it. It's not a life or death situation. It's just, it just keeps me right. That's all.
So you can, those little weekly pill containers, you can get one of those, fill it up with your pills, and put it in your emergency kit. But what I use is you know, the pharmacy will not take back used pill bottles. So when I travel, I take those empty pill bottles and I put all my pills for each day into the pill bottle. So you
Extra
can,
one.
yeah. That way I'm, you know, I'm not filling up the landfill with pill bottles and I don't have to worry about, you know, putting everything in one of those little containers, which is wasteful. So you can do it that way.
I keep at least 5 of my antibiotic pills too, just in case.
So everybody's thinking ahead. That's smart.
Yeah.
Good girl.
He said, "Good girl."
So we've got some really great tips on how we can stay safe at home and in our cars. And safety at this point in our lives should be a very high priority. You know, when you're traveling, we were talking, I'm going to take a train trip later this year. When you're traveling on public transportation, you need to be very aware of what is around you.
Right, very alert. Stay alert.
And
But what I do, I walk in any place. I always look where all the exits are. That's the first thing I look.
Exactly.
Where are all the exits and any for suspicious characters.
Yes.
No,
I'm not sitting next to you know who.
normally the people from like in the security, they say that the people that are more friendly to you are the ones that could be that attacker.
Yeah. It's a game. It's a game.
You always got to watch those people that are
That's right.
extremely friendly and they want to talk to you, they want to get close to you. You got to be careful.
So you gotta look for the craziest person on the train to sit with.
No, just gotta try to avoid. You just say, look, I don't know you. The procedure is that I don't know you. Please maintain your distance. And there's nothing wrong. With
Sometimes politeness will turn people on to, hey, what are you talking about? So I think sometimes you don't say nothing. I mean, all depends. All depends how you feel. If you feel that you have to say something, yes. But sometimes it's better to say nothing if you can just walk away.
Yeah.
let me just say this, a well-placed dirty look in the right situation goes a long way.
Sometimes,
Right.
sometimes it might provoke somebody.
Yeah.
Sometimes I said in the right situation.
Yeah. So what are you looking at? Hey, what are you looking at? Got a problem?
Growing up in New York, and you do experience that a lot.
Yes.
Mind your business.
That's right.
Don't look at those persons directly to their eyes.
That's right.
But just the opposite of that too. New Yorkers are, if you fall down on the sidewalks, they'll get you up and get you to the side. They might keep walking after that, but they'll get you off that sidewalk, you know. New Yorkers are very helpful. They're just a different breed.
Some people will walk around you or step over you. All depends. I mean, New York is tough. It's unpredictable. I have to put it that way.
It is unpredictable, but I've never had anything but positive experiences there.
They do together. I mean, again, like you said, they will pull you to the side, make sure you're all right, then they go about their business.
Yeah.
Don't buy nothing on the street.
Call 911 and say there's a lady sitting on the curb. Come get her.
If you buy gold on the street,
you buy an Xbox, you open it, and there's a big rock.
In New York,
twice.
So you buy a gold chain on the street and your neck will turn green.
Exactly. And you know, that's another thing. If you do not want your pocket picked, you need to be mindful.
Well, keep everything in your front pocket. If you're wearing pants, keep everything in your front pocket. It's kind of hard to grab something out of your front pocket. Your back pocket is too easy. Front pocket, count up. You would feel somebody go in your front pocket. That's for real.
I didn't feel it.
Yeah, don't go to a train in Madrid. They will pick your phone. They will pick your wallet.
Wow.
That's
They're
why
expert.
this
They're
is not
expert.
just my purse. This is also a weapon.
I'm getting ready to say, look like
Because
a
if
prison.
I hit you in the head with this, you're gonna either go down or leave me alone, one or the other.
Hey, that's gonna leave a mark. That's gonna leave a mark.
So,
In Detroit,
but I can
all my
also
rings
keep
off.
it in front of my body.
They
True.
took my rings
If I'm
off
going
my
to a
hand.
strange place, I can put it under my coat. There's nothing wrong with putting your purse under your coat.
Yes.
I
Make
have
it
a
harder
habit
to
of
get
doing
That's
to.
the best.
Or you don't carry a big pocketbook like that. You carry something very
Right.
small. This way they can't even mess with
You
it.
can't convince a woman to
Now
do
you
that.
know that is
You
as
have
long
to
as you've
have
known me, you know that is
I
not
know
gonna
it. I
happen.
just gotta have that MK on the side of the bag.
They have
I
to
just
have,
need room. I don't need designer, but I need a room, in my purse. Like this is a little purse for me.
they need they need 50 pounds of gadgets in there.
I thought that was her doggy bag.
No, he has his own suitcase. My dog has his own suitcase.
Oh
It's a dog
Wow,
specific
you treat
suitcase.
your dog better than I get treated.
He's pretty rotten.
That's how it goes.
He is pretty spoiled.
Probably feed that dog collard greens and pork chops. Probably right.
No, I only feed him dog food because that way I don't have vet bills.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Still,
I don't want no vet bills because vet bills are just as much as people doctor bills.
Hmm.
You are not kidding. I'm so glad I don't have any more dogs. Woo. I'm done with that.
Yeah. They're just as much as people doctor bills. And, that's another thing when you're talking about safety in your home. If you have a pet, you must get the pet proper veterinary care because pets carry diseases that can be transferred to human beings. They're called zoonotic diseases. So, I mean, if your cat gets the flu, you could get the flu from your cat. That's why they give cats and dogs flu shots. So,
Plus, your pet can get sick from you.
and your cat can get sick from you.
Hmm.
So it's important to make sure that everybody's health care is up to date, whether they're human or animal in your home. And that's a part of safety. Getting proper medical care is part of you being safe. If you have a medical condition that's going untreated and one of the things that could happen to you is you could faint or something. You don't want that to happen when you're driving. So you need to make sure that you're on top of your medical care and seeing a physician at least once a year. And in Cleveland, there's no excuse because if you don't have health care in Cleveland, it's because you don't want it. Because you don't have to pay for anything. They'll give you free health care here, which is not the case in many, many places. So something that we should be grateful for and take advantage of. Does anybody have any other questions about home or personal safety?
No.
What I can do, I have a list. I can send it to Vanessa and she can send it to you guys. This way you'll have the list of safety.
Okay.
That's a good point. Having the checklist or a list
Yes.
of all these things, we could review it after the call.
I will definitely take that list from Herb and we will get it out to you. And I thank you all for being with us today. Gloria, welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gloria. Hi, Gloria.
Thank you so much. It's great to
Guys.
see you again.
Thanks for your time.
All right. I appreciate it. And I'll be getting in touch with you for future activities. Everybody
Bye.
have a really great day. Okay.
You too.
All right.
Be
Call me
cool.
if you need me.
Many blessings, guys.
Okay.
Many blessings. Many
Many
blessings.
blessings to you. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
This is Gospel Entertainment Television.